There were certain things about this movie that were like, fuck. And then there were other things about this movie like, oh.
Shit.
Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And this is a special Patreon review for our friend Sean O'Brien, dude. You're an awesome guy, man. You've hung on this for forever, man, and we love you. Thank you so much, and for being patient and waiting for your time to come, and your time has come.
I just want to know, what did we ever do to you? Why did you do this? No, I'm kidding.
The black waters of Echo's Pond.
So this is the weirdest movie you guys will ever watch. It is so fucking out there, man. It is so out there and weird. Because it's as soon as it starts, you're in the olden times. All this weird stuff's going on. And we'll leave out some spoilers for the most part so that if you guys want to check it out, you can. Because it's an experience. You could say that. But
it's like you went on the fucking vortex at Kings Island. Things are okay.
First thing I noticed, dude, was the bad guy from Kindergarten Cop.
I did too.
The dad is like, come on, Timmy, or whatever the kid's name was. You remember what he was all like sweating. He was like, Timmy, just come here. I'm your dad.
That's my son.
I'm your dad. Richard Tyson.
Yeah, he's got the perfect bad guy face.
He's got the butt chin and he's sweaty.
Dude, he looks like the guy that would actually be managing Tommy Gunn in Rocky V.
Where's the game now?
Hidden in a place it will never be found.
The guy's like, you'll never find it. I hid the game, Jumanji. I hid it in the darkness. And he was like, I'm gonna find it because I'm Liam Neeson and Taken. And the guy blows his brains out, kills him, blows his brains out. And right then, after like 10, 15 minutes of exposition, you get the black waters of Echo's Pond.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we go into a Crystal Lake Friday the 13th type shit.
9 friends unknowingly resurrected.
Looks like some sort of game.
It's like Monopoly. You roll the dice and move a space. Let's play.
I don't know about this, you guys.
Oh, hi, Mark. Huh? And they play this truth or dare kind of scenario, and Jumanji, weird, fucked up Jumanji kind of thing. I was kind of into it. I was like, it's kind of weird, like the fact that they were answering questions so readily. Like, that was one of the first things I noticed, is like, because what this thing does, it's based on, the mythology of Pan, which is the god of the wild and you know, areolas and titties. I don't know. He's based on the wild. Like that god. There's these cards, and you read the card, and it asks, you know, basically truth or dare, and it doesn't. Yeah, it really, that's what the game. It's truth or dare.
Pretty much all truth though.
Yeah, but they weren't even drunk or high, and they were just answering them so quickly. It's like, you know why I didn't get that account, dog? I fucking hate you. You're like, damn, we haven't even had the first shot of tequila. You're already coming at me like that, man.
Dude, it's the editing. That's what's so
I think
bad.
That's what I literally. I said
movie.
that. I was like, dude, I was watching it. It's like somebody stopped and went 18 times, and they were like, no, we got to do it again. And by 87 takes for the same thing, and they kept adding stuff in, all the actors were like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I guess I'll do my line.
Yeah. But, you know, it's weird because this movie was, and don't get this wrong, Sean, or anybody else, like, I had a fun time.
It was great. I mean, it was kind of cool.
I'm so glad that you recommended it because I never would have even heard of it otherwise. But it's so weird, man. Like, all these actors, and like 79.2% of them were the fucking worst.
Oh man,
the worst actors I've ever seen.
I gotta say also, and I hate to say it, Daniel Harris. Daniel Harris was pretty rough too.
Yeah,
like I now like Daniel Harris.
Carry out thy vision seen in Echo's Pond.
You didn't actually see something, did you?
And telling the truth
Just go ahead and say it. You'll feel better, man.
can get you killed.
I also like the random appearance of Robert Patrick. It's like he was showing up just to show them what a good actor looks like for a second. And he was like he just was like the ghost in the mist.
Yeah, because all these kids, they show up to this island where all that weird shit you saw happen before, and Robert Patrick owns the island now. And he's like, you boys better not fuck up my house, you disgusting pieces of shit. And I'm just gonna go out here and set my bear traps all night, and I'll be here when the plot recommends I do.
I missed that guy already.
But he was basically his character in Fire of the Sky.
I didn't mind it though. I mean, but again, it's like he just showed up to say, this is what an actor looks like.
Or, have you seen this boy?
Yeah, it was just like, oh my god, it was night and day how well he acted that part, which was shittily written.
Yeah.
That was really, you know, flimsy, and he took it and he was like, I'm gonna be this guy.
Yeah.
I think he was just playing himself when he wakes up on Sunday morning hungover and he's just mad at everybody. Like, he's just, but also
cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo.
I want to point out James Duvall. or Rick in this the Kmart version of Keanu Reeves, because that's like the way he talked and the way that he acted reminded. And I remember him in that he was in SLC Punk, and then he was also in like
Donnie Darko, dude.
Donnie Darko. And then he was in like a bully movie or something. Like he was one of those like not necessarily hot actors back in the day, but kind of almost there.
And I actually like this guy a lot because he has that Keanu Reeves '90s style. Like, but what's going on?
But it's like the double blue light special that came on. You're like, well, I couldn't get Keanu, so I'll get this guy.
But
You killed Danny!
It's that demon's got inside your head.
Oh my god!
Whoa. Says here you have to roll again.
Careful what you roll.
again, the editing and the writing is so porno fueled. It's wild to watch. It's so weird and fucking out there. But
they mentioned Astro Babes, and I think that we were like, by the fucking way. Two things. I would have taken this over Truth or Dare, the theatrical movie that came out like a year ago. This movie was better. At least, like you said it right off camera. You're like, at least it knew it was shitty. Like it was doing its best to just say, I'm gonna make lemon out of lemonades or lemonade out of lemons. You know, it didn't. It wasn't.
Fuck the lemons and bacon.
It wasn't the best thing ever. But you also robbed us. You robbed us because at this point you know that the movie's not that good. Of a sex scene between Danielle Harris and that one hot blonde chick.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Because
we only got to see a glimpse of that goddamn pool. I'm like, I want to see more.
God, I hated those two French girls so much.
The twins.
Oh, I hated them so much. They were so fucking terrible. But
kind of cute though.
At one point, there's the two twins, and they're dating the two guys that are brothers, and they're like, I've always wanted to fuck your girlfriend because you fucked mine. And you're like, what the fuck is going on?
And like, first off, yeah, so those two guys were supposed to be friends, and then you're listening to this asshole say, I want to sleep with your girl because
you're brothers.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't brothers. It was the Anton guy was the French dude or whatever he was, and then there was the strong jock guy, and so they were friends or whatever. But he was like, the jock guy was saying, well, your girl or my girl had sex with you before we were together, so it only makes sense that I would have sex with your girl to make it even. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, I swear to God, me and Mike have been best friends for a long time, but I swear to God, if that shit had happened, like,
I wouldn't even date a girl you had sex with.
There's not enough fucking alcohol, there's not enough cocaine off a stripper's ass butt to make us be like, hey, you know what? Let's do a switch around.
That one dude comes out, he's like, well, maybe we just all have sex together, but don't you come grab ass at me. Oh no.
Who touched my butt?
Do it. No.
I think it would be more of those lines, like, what been more realistic. You'd be like, dude, what the fuck? Can I talk to you for 5 minutes? They're doing all these things, and I guess you could say the game is influencing them to talk and tell the truth.
But you don't even know that yet because the movie doesn't do a job of telling you what the fuck's happening.
So it's like there's no alcohol really at that point yet. I mean, they drank a little bit, but not enough to make them be like this, and they hadn't even smoked pot yet.
Daiquiris. It was entertaining as fuck,
I still liked it.
There's a part of it that's like sitting there like, oh my God, this is so bad. Like, what are these people
What's going to happen
about?
next?
Yeah, it's laughably bad. But then all of a sudden, and it doesn't even make sense how it happens because all of a sudden people just their eyes go black and they just start fucking murdering each other all over the fucking place. And the gore is top notch.
It's really good.
It's great,
It's actually really good.
Dude, there was one point where a chainsaw goes into someone's chest, and did you see like membrane shit? So gross.
Dude,
Looked like fish coral.
The part that...
coral.
Coral from the bottom of the sea.
Yeah. Ariel
Ariel lives there, but down where it's wetter, everything's better under the sea. Can't wait for the remake.
I love this game.
It's my island, my rules.
The one part that got me is when the dude was getting tortured and they pulled his tooth out with the fucking pliers. However, I noticed this. If you look when he's laying there, you can already see that black gummy thing they use in actors, like to make it look like they don't. It's already there before he pulls the tooth out.
Yeah.
And I was like, so he's gonna have his tooth pulled out. It's like when he's like, I didn't steal your accounts. It's like you could see the black gummy stuff where his front tooth should be, and that's before he takes the pliers and pulls his tooth out.
But then that dude gets chainsawed in half, and it looks gory as fuck. It looks nasty and disgusting. And then other people die. People start killing each other left and right. One girl gets her tits cut off, and the other girl wears them, and they drop to the floor like fucking gummy bears.
That was gross, yeah.
It was nasty. There's so much crazy, wild, weird gore in here, and the movie's just so entertaining after all. But it's kind of like Are You Afraid of the Dark? Goosebumps, but like everyone smoked meth first.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, it's a twisted version of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Submitted for your approval of the Midnight Society. I call this tale almost a good movie.
Now let's put ecstasy up our ass.
Yeah.
There's the goat-looking motherfucker that's like
yeah.
showing up every once in a while. And he never really, it never comes to fruition, but they show him a couple times, like just like veering over the steps, and he's like,
well, there was two scenes I liked it. Yeah, he was like that guy that didn't get invited to the party. You're like, oh, that's not me.
He's walking around like someone's tickling his butt with the feathers.
I feel like there's two scenes I like with Pan, and I believe it is Pan, which he is the Greek god. It could have just been, I think they're called fawns. I don't remember. It's
a fucking goat devil, man.
Whatever. It's part of Greek mythology, but I like the part where Keanu Reeves is playing fucking whatever that game is, croquet or whatever. I always feel like The Shining was like, nice shot, and he hits the thing, and I like how he like. It was actually kind of cool seeing, like you see his hand pull back the curtains and look at him, and he's like, and then he looks up at it and he just disappears. But it almost like it looked like the guy was like my favorite, but that was a kind of freaky scene. And then the part where the one girl fucking hated her, and I know that she was being influenced at that point when she's like, oh, you're best friends with that guy. He was down there, his hands practically all over me, saying, do you want a real man? And then you see though when she closed the door, that hand comes over and he's like. I was like, that's pretty cool though, because I thought that was really going to go somewhere more than it did. It didn't.
They never used the goat devil man.
I feel like this movie is literally the example they should show in film school of lost potential. Like there is so much cool stuff there that they can work with, and like the acting is pretty rough in a lot of ways. But if you maybe wrote a better script and it was a little bit more tight, then maybe it would have been better. I don't know. I mean, like overall, like the acting is pretty shit. But maybe recast some parts, put a little bit better emphasis on getting to where you need to go in the plot and not having it jump all over the fucking place like it felt like, and you would have had a pretty solid movie. I definitely wouldn't have given it the score that I'm going to give it, but nonetheless, it's not a bad movie. It's just really fucking. I survived.
It felt like it was directed by the dude who did Halloween 5, the Frenchman who did Halloween 5 on meth.
I thought you were going to say the guy that we just did the video on about the Frankenstein thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the guy?
Dominic Othello Gerard or whatever the fuck. But yeah, honestly, man, as a whole movie, I'm gonna give it a right down the. I'm gonna give it a 5.5. I'm gonna go a little bit above, just a tiny bit above average, just because it was so. I had a great time watching it. It was such a, and you said that was a really good explanation for it, dude. It was really like a fucking wild, crazy horror idea. And if someone had done it right, it could have been great. But it was so fucking bad that it was still entertaining. I'm really glad as shit to have watched it. 5.5 for me.
I'm gonna give it. I mean, I was praising a little bit more than you. I'm gonna give it a 5. I mean, I liked it too, like to points, that I was like, yeah, I'm into I was at least entertained enough to be buoyed along to see what happens next.
Because it was wild.
And the parts that I enjoyed the most, honestly, like besides the gore scenes and the killing scenes, there was no suspense or thrill to me. As far as like the hunt goes, like I was like, okay, it's pretty standard. Now there's a chainsaw involved. There's fucking hatchet. The guy's got a goddamn whatever those things called that they shoot. Fish. Spears.
Like it was just a question of like how nasty you gonna get.
Yeah, I was like, let me see what you're inside. I do like the part where he's like, I'll gut you like a fish. Robert Patrick says, I was like, but it was more along the lines of like the game. The game itself interested me more. Like I was really into them playing this fucked up Jumanji game and having things happen and the way that it moved and shifted around and other things would happen. I felt like you could have played with that more, and if there had been a bigger budget, maybe something would be released from the game each time you didn't tell the truth or you didn't do something and then have to deal with. Dude, this could have been a pre-Cabin in the Woods, and it could have been releasing creatures into the night that would hunt you.
Dude, I actually think they had the budget, because if you look at the special effects, when the special effects would happen, they look fucking good. And like the movie didn't look that bad. I think it was just a matter of direction and editing. Like that was. Well,
at any point though, you could have got the guy Robert Williams showing up, like whoever rolled a 5 or an 8
in acting.
But anyway, in the acting. Yeah. But anyway, a 5.0, 5.5 from Mike. Not a bad movie, not a bad choice to watch if you're just bored and you want to see something that you've never seen before. And again, I think it almost feels like something Guillermo del Toro would have directed when he was like 18, like before he'd actually made it.
Yeah, back when he was like,
because it feels like this is like a director breaking their bones on something. They're like, I'm not really sure how to fucking do this. But nonetheless, it's still a fun time.
Yeah, with strong slasher tie-ins. So yeah, Sean, man, great fucking pick. I'm so glad to have watched this movie. I never would watch it without you. And thank you for all your support on the Patreon. And thank all you guys for your supports on the Patreon. And if you want to get in on that, we do a weekly drawing every week where we pick somebody new and we let them pick the movie review we're gonna do. It's fun because we get to experience movies like this or movies we haven't done before. So yeah, check that out in the link below if you guys want to. But Sean, thank you, man. Thank you for everything you do for us. We really do appreciate you. And we love your fucking faces. If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn way up in you.
Yeah!
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.